Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey everybody, this is Toof, the country bumpkin at the Brothers Commonplace. Thanks for checking out our podcast. Just a quick disclaimer before we start though. We are a comedy podcast that covers many serious events. We aren't here to purposely offend or disrespect any of the people in our topics. We really aren't. But at the same time, we are trying to make each other laugh and crack jokes and just be goofs in a way, you know? Thanks for listening. Be good, stay safe, and try to laugh at the dark stuff.
All right, fellas, like we practiced.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Come on down. Come on down. Hanging with the brothers tonight, yeah. Come on down to the Brothers Commonplace tonight.
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Brothers Commonplace, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries, and more. Today we got a pretty terrifying topic from down under. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and meet the cool cats over here in the U.S.
Hey everybody, it's the Toof, and I want to break some news on Twitter. I saw that R. Kelly is now the coach of Detroit basketball, but they're going to change their name, so now they're going to be called the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, that's fucking good.
That stays.
Holy shit, yeah, that's good. What's going on, guys? This is Tim, or as they called me when I starred in my favorite movie, The Night Vulture. That's not funny.
I can tell by that watch you're wearing.
Oh, yes, I'm glad you knew what it was. It's just from Corky Romano.
Hey, what up? This is Spence, also known as Mild Max.
No, I love it.
I'm just traveling on the dreary road. My world is Taco Bell fire sauce and True Blood.
Oh, fuck yeah, okay.
That's it.
And it's your boy, it's the dog, Kevin. And a special shout out to my grandfather. He just turned 90 the other day. And him and my grandmother, they actually split up whenever he was in his 50s or so. So he's been living with me for as long as I can remember. And him and my dad, they kind of like to rip on each other a lot. And my dad just likes to make fun of him because he hasn't gotten laid since like 1960. And the other day, I was just, I was like working on something in the living room. I was like trying to put together the VCR, and I was using the wrong screwdriver. And my dad, he started laughing. He's like, "Kevin, you're about as useful as your grandfather's nutsack." And my grandfather was in the room. We all started laughing and like cheesing out real hard. And my grandfather, he didn't really laugh at it. He just kind of rolled himself to the corner of the room and just faced the corner. And my dad just assumed that like he didn't hear it, so he repeated the joke. And we all laughed a lot harder than we did the first time. And so my grandfather, he got like a little upset and he rolled away. And that was just a little fun story I wanted to tell. My grandfather, he's actually no longer with us. So rest in peace, grandfather. He took his life yesterday with a staple gun. Anyways, on to the show.
Oh my God.
So, alrighty, guys. You know what I think is pretty dangerous? Hitchhiking. That and backpacking. And you know what else? Just being out in the wilderness in general, that can be pretty scary and dangerous.
Yeah.
And you know what a scary and terrifying, dangerous place is that I know nothing about? Australia. So what happens when you combine backpacking, hitchhiking, and the Australian wilderness?
You get killed by a stingray through the heart.
Oh, Jesus. Some very dangerous shit. But just in case you adrenaline junkies aren't scared enough, let's throw a serial killer in the mix. That's right. Today we're talking about the Australian serial killer Ivan Robert Marko Milat.
It's a fucking sweet name.
A.K.A. the Backpack Killer. Not to be confused with my preteen alias I used after school, the Snack Pack Killer. And sometimes Sometimes I didn't even eat the snack pack. I would just put the pudding all over my lips, and I would just blow kisses in the wind, teasing all those schoolboys until my dad chased them away with the broom. And my father, he would sometimes turn into that elven bitch from Lord of the Rings and would say, if you want him, come and claim him. But that is for another show.
Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler.
But before we jump into talking about the backpack killer,
The subreddit of the week.
subreddit of the week, my friend.
Today's subreddit of the week is Fed Excellent,
Ooh.
which just has all kinds of fun stories about delivery service people and the funny notes they sometimes leave on people's doorsteps.
Nice.
And so forth.
Fuck yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Uplifting and good.
I'll definitely
Yes.
check that out. Sounds funny.
And also, our honorary brother of the week is going to be Nicole on Twitter. And this actually just happened yesterday. She tweeted out that she was listening to the Brothers Commonplace, and she tweeted out from Podcast Addict. And so, like, I sent a message like, hey, thanks for checking us out and listening, because it was her first time listening to us.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, and if you didn't like it, just know we're thankful that you even took the time to give us a listen anyway.
Absolutely.
And she replied that she listens to many podcasts and found this one to be freaking hilarious. And she said it was her first time listening to us, and she's sticking us in the rotation.
Ooh.
So thank you very much, Nicole, on Twitter. And if anyone else out there wants to be an honorary brother, just give us a 5-star review on iTunes or send us a message on Twitter or something. We usually pick one randomly. So
Yeah.
It's like our podcast is now in like the rotisserie chicken display of her
fuck
feed.
yeah.
fuck
Yes.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that sounds so good
That
right
does sound excellent. All right, so this guy, Ivan Milat, he's a real piece of shit. Much like the most venomous fish in the world, the stonefish, located in Australia. Fuck that guy. So anyways,
There's just one.
fuck that fish.
It's just the stoned fish, actually.
now. Oh,
so
shit.
this topic
He lives
was
in Polk.
a listener request from our friend Daniel in Australia.
Daniel.
So thank you, Daniel. If you see any of those venomous stonefish, just fuck them up, Daniel.
Daniel would have fucked this guy up if he had a chance.
Hit him with a boomerang.
Fuck yeah. And that just further shows we know nothing about Australia. Steve Irwin and boomerangs.
Delhi.
Delhi.
That's basically all we got.
all
So
we need.
the backpack killer, he was convicted of killing 7, but most likely more than that, backpackers in Australia from 1989 to 1993. So Ivan, this fucking slime ball, this greasy fucking slime ball, allow me to read to you an introduction in form of a quote from him.
Ooh.
You're too kind. Allow me to introduce myself. I am galactically feared, globally reviled, and universally despised. They call me Ivan Ooze. So that was just obviously Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers. I kind of hoped that would get a laugh out of you guys, or at least
Dude, I was just
at
going.
least acknowledge that I read it.
I believed you.
I was
I
wondering
really-
why he said galactically. I was
Dude,
like,
I
what?
believe this was real.
That's just from the Power Ranger movie.
Damn it.
Sorry, guys.
I wish,
Fuck,
I
put
wish-
it in the Wikipedia page, man.
I wish I could go back and know that, but
I remember seeing the trailer for that movie over and over again on the VHS tape before a movie I actually wanted to watch.
And so the first actual thing I had to do when I looked this guy up was I saw the picture of him, and I just had to study the picture for a little bit and then call my dad to make sure that it wasn't him. Because I was under the impression that only one man can have a mustache that powerful, but I guess I was wrong. But we're all
Well,
safe.
3, because there's Sam Elliott, too.
Oh, that is true.
yeah.
Actually, isn't your dad known as the Marlboro Pack Killer?
Yeah, he's just slowly taking himself out. And but for real though, if you look at a picture of Ivan Milat, this dude, he could easily give 2 chicks a mustache ride at the same time. He's got this thick wilderness handlebar mustache that's a Christmas miracle. Like, if I didn't know anything about him, like about all the people he's like killed and raped and stuff like that,
Yeah.
just based on his picture, I'd be on his side.
Oh, yeah.
Because every picture of him, he's holding like giant guns. I wouldn't be surprised they were like, yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 3, that gun was inspired by this guy. I wouldn't be surprised.
I didn't look at too many of the pictures, but I would expect that there's a Pabst Blue Ribbon in there somewhere.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, there has to be.
I think there's even though he's Australian, I'm pretty sure there's a shirt, like a picture of him where he's wearing like a Knicks shirt or something. It's a sports team that made me
dude,
laugh.
I fucking hope it's the Knicks, man. They need another blow.
What about? Oh my God, yes.
Their season is as dead as this guy's victims.
Oh my God.
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
Like, he's not, like, he's a serial killer. He's awful. He's a piece of shit. But why does he have to look so fucking badass?
Yeah, Kev just found a picture from Halloween when he went as Woody from Toy Story.
All right.
Oh, it's the Giants. It's not the Knicks.
Oh, dude, still.
Since this guy was in Australia with a handlebar mustache, we're lucky he wasn't in Africa with a Zanzibar mustache.
I don't get it.
Handlebar. Zanzibar.
Oh, dude, okay.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
So, alrighty. Ivan was born December 27th, 1944. So, Christmas miracle wasn't just a joke. It is actually a fact, according to this document I typed up. And thank God. Thank you, God, for this wonderful, wonderful gift. You really helped the world out with this one. And he was born one of 14 children to a Croatian immigrant and an Australian mother.
Does that make him the Jersey Devil?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, kind of does.
Hell yeah.
Also, like his parents kind of remind me of Dr. Evil's parents, if you remember. So,
and I kind of hope when he was born that he had that handlebar mustache.
Oh yeah,
and
he just came out with it.
And he just tickled his mom all the way out, baby.
Oh.
Those thigh ticklers just hanging off his lips. Okay. And the family lived in rural Australia in Guildford, which is fucking awesome. It sounds like there's like a big group of dwarves that live there and forge hammers and shit to battle orcs.
There fucking has to be, man.
That's a fucking sweet name. Guildford.
Peter Dinklage is one of them.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. And the family was said to mostly keep to themselves, although sometimes chaotic and dysfunctional. However, I heard that the kids were all kind of a bunch of shitheads, like the little rascals, those little bastards. And anytime there are 14 siblings together, though, it's going to be chaotic, I would imagine. So, I mean, I don't really know how you could keep 14 kids in check. And he was very much into guns and hunting, which in Australia, I just assume that's just wanting to survive because everything there will and can kill you.
That's true. Even the bugs.
I just watched a video of a guy jumping into the water in Australia, and there's like a shark that's swimming super close to him. And I don't even know or care if it was real, but like, fuck that. Stay out of the water in Australia, even the tub.
Is that the one where he takes the camera with him?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen that.
Like,
I think that one's fake.
I didn't realize how dangerous the water in Australia was.
No, yeah.
Like, it's way more dangerous than the land.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even sit on a toilet there because I know there's either a spider under the seat that's going to, like, bite my little nuts off.
Yeah.
Or there's, like, an electric eel that's going to shoot up out of the water into my just sweet, beautiful little brown eye.
The only water more dangerous than Australia's is the one Lake Erie in Cleveland, Ohio, because it's so shallow there that all our glass bottles after Browns games come to the surface.
Holy shit, I thought you were just going with the fucking Dracula joke. Like where he surfs on Lake Erie.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's just
what?
Like, that's just where they it's just that stupid joke where they ask where Dracula likes to surf. It's like it's on Lake Erie.
Lake Erie.
I really thought you were going with
I
that.
thought you were going to say Flint, Michigan has more dangerous water.
Oh, yeah. No, that's just made up propaganda.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus. So the parents were very strict, which you would probably have to be just to try to control these fucking gremlins running around.
Oh, yeah.
And since the parents were hardworking and not always home, the children are left to their own a lot. And as far as Ivan goes as a child, he was said to be athletic, and also he was a very attractive boy that would always take time to make sure he looked good, with that mustache, all it probably took time-wise was just to fucking wake up and look beautiful. I'm sorry. That's just fucking sweet stuff.
What the hell?
Like, this guy, to defend my comments, as far in the story goes, he hasn't done anything.
Oh,
yet,
yeah,
so.
that's far. But did he also have the mustache then, though?
Yeah, I don't know if he did or not.
Yeah, I hope
Every
so.
picture of him, he looks fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
There's one where he just has the mustache and he's working construction and has a Batman hat on. Fuck, why'd this guy have to kill people?
He grew one hair of the stash for every person he killed.
Oh my God, he might have. And I believe Ivan was somewhere in the middle age-wise between his siblings, much like the Peter Brady of the group.
Ooh.
And so stupid. I hate myself. And one of his brothers had also stated that he believed Ivan showed, quote, psychopathic traits from a young age. However, other family members would dispute this. He was like the fifth born, I think, actually.
I want to hear like an argument like that. Like, hey, I think my brother is a psychopath, and then everybody else like, nah. Like, I want to know, like,
I'll bet he said that after it was all
probably, because that'd be awesome just to like sit and just listen to that argument.
Oh, yeah.
Not be involved, just like an innocent bystander just watching.
I wonder what ICP's label has to say about this guy. Psychopathic.
Oh, fuck yeah, I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
And his father was kind of a giant shithead. He never showed his wife or children any affection or love. All he would do is work and work. And then if like any of the kids did something to upset or bother him, he would go Joe Jackson on them all and beat the shit out of them. That's not funny,
man.
but I gotta make a Jackson joke anytime I get a chance.
Does he have a cool mustache too?
The dad? I don't know.
Because he's probably just jealous that
I
his
was gonna
son just
say.
has that.
Yeah.
He's just buying bottles of Rogaine and just sitting in the Australian jungles, just grooming it, trying to compete with his own son.
Just washing his face with Rogaine.
He's trying to collect the Dragon Balls.
He keeps putting fucking Miracle Grow on his face.
And his father also owned a farm, and he would make the 10 boys all work there and pick tomatoes. And Ivan was raised with a lot of violence from his father, and this made him believe that like beatings and violence were common in every family. His mother, on the other hand, was said to be kind of the opposite. She always loved and defended the children. Even if they were in the wrong, she would stick up for them. And before this next part, I just want to clarify that I don't mean to say this is like right or wrong or necessarily had anything to do with it.
This is right.
But the children, they grew up with guns very early on. And I'm just quoting that from like a neutral stance because some people think that growing up with guns that early was part of shaping him or molding him, and you could also just say that's also bullshit for reasoning. So we're just saying that from like a neutral stance that he grew up with guns very young.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably more just the dad.
Yeah, but it is just mentioned that he always had guns from young, but I don't want anyone to think we're saying that.
Yeah,
like, that's why.
Yeah, it'll start.
I wouldn't agree
like
with that.
caulk guns.
He'll start a debate and
Staple guns.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Nerf guns.
Too bad we couldn't get away from my grandfather in time. 70 years wasn't enough.
I mean, if there's 10 boys, like according to Kiss, we all grew up with guns, right? Love guns.
Oh, fuck yes. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Some of us have smaller ones than others, but we still did.
That's how we all became friends. It's like all the guys with the little guns go stand over here. And I was like, all right, what's up? I'm Kev.
Yeah.
Ivan, he dropped out of school at the age of 15, and he started doing construction work as well as other manual labor jobs. And the family would soon move towns, and the local police made sure to send their new local police a card with a heads up on it saying, the family does a lot of shit, and here's a list of the most likely crimes that they're going to commit.
Wow.
So have fun, fuckers.
Holy shit.
That's not word for word, by the way.
Yeah, I wish it was, but yeah, that's pretty
I was
awesome.
Australian, so there must have been the word cunt in there a couple times.
And since the age of 17, he was constantly in trouble. He had offenses such as armed robbery, burglary, and car theft. So once the kids got like teenage, they were always in trouble with the law.
Yeah. Wait, all the kids were? Or just him?
We'll talk a little bit about it,
okay.
but I think it sounds like mostly his brothers.
Gotcha.
It's like a serious gang, 14 kids.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
One of his crimes was that he would take an armadillo and ball it up and throw it through barbershop windows, and that would let all the scorpions that stood outside the cactus inside the store and sting everybody.
It's like, wait, yep, it was definitely him. It's his MO. And he spent a few months in jail for the car theft crime. However, it was very hard for the police to pin down crimes on any of the boys because the family, they were always covering for each other, and it didn't help that there were 10 brothers. And at the same time, they would always lie about their names, and they would claim to be the other brothers and confusing the police. I hope that they all had the stashes, though, like, because there's no way they'd be like, no, I'm not Ivan. It's like, motherfucker, you're the only one with this beautiful stash.
One time, my dad got pulled over and taken to the jailhouse, and he used his sister's boyfriend's name and social security number and everything to get out of it.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
awesome.
the you're on your own, bitch. It's that story.
Holy shit. I was going to say, imagine, like, because there were sisters in this. Imagine trying to date one of those sisters. Like how just terrifying that would be.
Oh, fuck yeah, it would be.
Yeah, like, because you fuck up once, you're going to get murdered by like 10 dudes.
Now, I couldn't find the exact date, although I do remember seeing it listed once. I think it might have been February, but I'm not positive. I forgot to mark it down. But it was in the year 1971. Ivan's youngest sister, Margaret, was killed when a car driven by her brother, Wally, was in a head-on collision near the home. And his brother ended up getting in a coma from it. And then his youngest sister, Margaret, died from it.
Holy crap.
And Ivan was one of the first people to arrive and try to help. And it was said that he took this very badly. It was a very traumatic experience for him. And then something happened very shortly after this, within a month or two of his sister's death. And that being would be his first known violent crime.
Oh, shit. Do you go further into what that is?
No, thanks for listening, guys. Yeah, I was just pausing there because I've been talking a lot.
No, I was actually intrigued on that.
2 women.
Wait, if this is his first violent crime, didn't you say he had like armed robbery and stuff like this before?
Yeah, but this is like his first violent attack.
Human attack?
Crime. Yeah, you'll hear about what
Okay.
happened.
I guess that, armadillos aren't humans. Okay, go on.
Armadillo robbery. Oh my god, okay. I really just now got your joke. Oh
yeah.
Armadillo robbery. Okay. Yeah, so 1971, 2 women had been hitchhiking and needed a ride. Ivan offered to give them a ride, and while driving them to their destination, he noticed that they had fallen asleep. So he's actually driving them to where they need to go, but then he looks up in his mirror, sees they're both sleeping in the back seat. So he pulls over and he draws a knife, and he threatened to slit their throats and kill them. He then tied them up. He raped one of them,
Jesus.
and then drove to a gas station with them in the car. And while he was inside the gas station, the girls managed to escape.
So he probably would have killed him, I bet. But
Yeah, I imagine, yeah.
Jesus. I wonder what snapped at him just in that time just to do that.
Yeah, I don't. Especially because like it's so weird because he was actually driving them to where they needed to go.
Yeah.
And then he just like
Saw they were sleeping.
yeah,
That sucks.
I know.
Like, if they just wouldn't have fallen asleep.
And he was quickly identified and arrested. However, while on trial, there was lack of evidence of rape, and he would then be acquitted. And he claimed that he didn't rape them. It was consensual.
Oh, yeah.
And he seemed to show very little remorse. As you'll see later, he never really shows any remorse for anything. And there was a committal hearing, but since Ivan was awaiting charges for 2 armed robberies at the same time, he left the country and fled to New Zealand for a couple of years. So that's what he's just like, fuck it, I'm out.
Able to do that? All right.
And upon his return in 1974, he was immediately rearrested. However, he would get acquitted of the robberies.
Jesus.
And one of the women from the rape case earlier ended up changing her story, so that's how he ended up being acquitted.
What'd she say? Did she say he didn't rape her?
I couldn't quite find the details,
Holy
but
shit.
all I saw was that she changed part of her story, and then he was just let go because of it.
Wow.
We could try looking up the original documents, but we'd need someone to translate it into English.
Oh my god.
This is very true.
Hey, was there any details on why he went to New Zealand or any of his experiences then? Any arrests or anything?
Just to get away.
Oh, I wonder if he went there to go film a trilogy. That's where Lord of the Rings is from.
I know,
holy
but-
shit.
a joke to it.
That's it.
Maybe he played Barleyman Butterbur, the guy who runs the Prancing Pony. He's got a big old mustache.
fuck yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
We'll figure
Oh
it out.
yeah, wizard fellow, big pointy hat.
And there was also some reports that claimed the police actually did find out evidence about Ivan tying up the girls and threatening them with a knife. And the sources I saw said that he found it out like the same day that he was acquitted. Some say he found it out like a couple days later. But either way, he was already acquitted from
Yeah,
it.
he
And then like
couldn't
later
try
that day, he found evidence that he really did do this.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I'll take double jeopardy for 700 points, Alex.
So yeah, you can tell this guy's a pretty big piece of shit. He once robbed a bank, and he let his brother take the fall for it. Granted, they were both involved, but he just let his brother take the full blame. So you can tell he's just a piece of shit dirtbag.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that damn mustache, man.
That stash is what's getting him out, man.
If he set up his brother and let him take the fall, would that make his brother the Fallout Boy? Wow, you fucking idiots are laughing at
The
that.
funniest part was you just shaking your head no.
He visits him in prison, and the brother just says, "My songs know what you did in the dark."
Oh yeah.
as they're driving him away in the back of the cop car. They got the window down a little bit. He looks over and sees his brother, and he waves to him and says, "Thanks for the memories, even though they were so great. Your mustache." I got nothing to go after that. But two, my favorite part is where you're like, I can't believe you fucking idiots are laughing at that.
Worst.
So at this time, Ivan starts to think that he's invincible. Like, he's arrogant, he's getting away with all these crimes, and he really thinks that he just can't get caught for any of this shit.
Yeah.
But by 1975, he seemed to try and make something of himself. He didn't drink and he didn't smoke, and he was working as a truck driver, and he apparently was putting in a lot of hours. And he even moved back in with his parents to try and get his life going a little bit better.
Yeah, he formed the straight edge society around
Fuck
that
yeah.
time.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, dude.
Is that where you were headed?
Yep.
He
All
got
right.
he got
yeah.
his first tattoo of the Pepsi logo on his arm.
Which just so happened the reason he stopped in that gas station
Oh
after he
my
tied him
God.
up for a Pepsi.
Just for the Pepsi?
But this was actually short-lived because he instantly got his ass beat in his first UFC
Oh,
match.
yes. Yeah.
Ivan soon found love, his future wife Karen. So that's nice, good for him. One minor note, though. At the time of meeting her, she's 17 and also pregnant with his cousin Mark's baby.
Oh, my
hell
God.
yeah.
So, but although he isn't dating her yet during this time, he soon would be.
Yeah. Karen is always a douchebag.
Karen's a bitch.
She's always a douchebag.
No, not this one. I just realized there's nothing wrong with this
That's
one.
just Dan Cook.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Karen. And they would later save up money for a house and they would move in together. But in the meantime, they were living in a caravan out in the garden.
I was going to crack a joke about there being a girl in the garden.
There's a girl in the garden.
Yeah. It's not even funny.
There's a beautiful mustache, so I'm guessing that's God in the garden. I'm just joking. So they get married, but none of the family is invited because there's a bunch of feuds going on because he's also marrying his cousin's girlfriend
Yeah.
and his cousin's baby mama. So Ivan's father, he died of cancer in the years before the wedding, and one of his brothers had gotten into a motorcycle accident and suffered permanent brain damage.
Jesus.
So this guy, he's had like a lot of bad shit happen around him family-wise.
Yeah, they should stop getting vehicles. It's just not working
Like
out at this
that.
point.
Like all of this, and they're living in Australia. Like all these poisonous,
Yeah.
murderous sea serpents and bugs and
Yeah, where's the fucking
Coral.
animals attacking these people?
So
Why are
we're
they-
gonna kind of switch things up a little bit. No more Fords, no more Chevys. You, Tyler, you get the Nimbus 2000.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Or we got the firebolt
The
because that fucking
Firebolt.
that mustache, man.
It's like it sucks all this bad shit's happening family wise, but he's still a giant asshole and a piece of shit. And sex and violence seems to be like a very strong motivator for this guy as well. And people started to realize that it was very unwise to leave your girl around Ivan. So never bring your lady around this dude. Because right around the time of his trial, he started having an affair with the wife of one of his brothers.
Jesus, man.
And they said that he was constantly messing around with girlfriends and wives of his brothers and family. And some of his male relatives even believe that Ivan was the biological father to some of their kids.
Oh, my God.
damn, dude, this sounds like a fucking Korn and Limp Bizkit concert, man. All in the family.
Oh my god. Shit.
But also, who the fuck are these guys marrying to where like their wives are just okay with banging their brothers?
I know, dude.
Like who's finding these girls that are just down with that?
It must be women who have never seen a mustache like that.
It has to be. It really has to be. You can't say no to it.
When he was banging them out back.
Oh yeah. it was.
That's that got a pretty good chuck out of me. I'm not proud of it, but it's pretty good.
He does the thing, like, you know, The Rock can raise his eyebrow? Well, he does that with his mustache where he just
yeah,
raises
yes.
it.
The
He does.
people's mustache.
He does that with his dick, even though he's got a belt and pants on. And this is also just speculation, but they said Ivan had a very weird and close relationship with his sister Shirley, like way more than normal. And many people actually believe that they were banging,
Oh my god.
having an incestual relationship.
He might as
so
well at this point.
That's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And soon Ivan started beating his wife more and more, and she also stated that he was becoming, quote, gun crazy. Speaking of gun crazy, he would also paint his guns in camouflage.
Every time you say that, I just keep thinking of him calling his biceps his guns.
His guns.
So he just does all this to
His
his biceps.
mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you paint guns. I don't know a lot about hunting, but I don't feel like painting a gun would help a lot unless you're like in Metal Gear Solid 3 or something.
Maybe
I feel like somewhere on the gun crazy scale is those people from Tremors in their basement.
Oh, those guys are
Yeah.
Reba McEntire
Yeah, dude,
and then guy with glasses.
shit's so badass.
That
That's
part's
somewhere near the
awesome.
top of the gun crazy scale.
Yeah, that scene's awesome. That's badass.
Yeah,
Sure.
they need to stop
Get
making
the
those
elephant
movies.
gun.
The
but-
fucking elephant gun, dude. Fuck yeah. Was
but
that movie in Australia? Or was there just sand?
I think there might have just been.
I don't even know. We're just dumb.
I don't know, but it starred Earth's greatest hero, Kevin Bacon.
It
Fuck
definitely
yeah,
did.
dude.
That was
The elephant gun. So when did they have the Amy Schumer gun? Was that the next biggest gun?
And he became super demanding and violent toward her. He wouldn't let her leave the house unless she told him exactly where she was going to be. And
Wait, his sister?
No, this is his wife.
Oh, okay.
And she filed for divorce in 1987, and he didn't like this rejection, so he beats the shit out of her, and then he goes to her parents' house and burns their house down.
Oh man,
So,
Jesus!
yeah.
Did they the parents live though? Did they get out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And in 1987, while he was away, her mother came over and helped her pack all of her shit out, and she moved out and took all the furniture and everything.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't see him again until 7 years later when she is in the witness protection and she's giving evidence against him at his committal hearing.
Wow.
So at least she got...
Yeah, it's good. She got away.
And in a move that only a gentleman would make. I don't remember typing this, so I'm sorry. I don't know
Holy
what's going to
shit.
happen after this.
Yeah.
He quit his job in 1989 and then began working under an alias so that he could avoid paying Karen any of his income and so he wouldn't have to pay taxes. Okay, I
Oh,
remember
my
now.
God.
That's
Okay.
funny as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, I don't hate him
Jeez.
for that.
That is kind of a funny move.
Yeah. He didn't have any kids, right? He's not paying child
I think
support.
they had...
Oh, they
Wait,
did.
I don't know if it was his kid. Karen had a kid, remember? Because she
Yeah.
was pregnant with...
Yeah.
He used to rock the kids to sleep on his mustache.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. God, that mustache. And it was also in 1989 that 2 young hitchhikers in the area had gone missing. Their names were Deborah Everest and James Gibson. So that was in 1989. I mean, there's from 1989 on to the early 90s, there's a bunch of people that are going missing in this certain area.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, so now we're going to go on and start talking about his crimes.
Let's hear it.
Anything before we jump into this?
Dude, this guy's already sound like one huge bogan. You know what I'm saying, Daniel? Bogan means redneck in Australian.
For a
You
second.
looked that up. That's awesome.
All right, September 19th, 1992. The bodies of Caroline Clark and Joanne Walters were discovered by 2 people that were running in the Balanglo State Forest. I got to see how to pronounce that because I say it a bunch.
Bellagio.
Wait, so that wasn't the people that were missing? That you
No, it
mentioned?
wasn't the
Okay.
2 I mentioned.
Gotcha. Because I remember the last name Gibson because I thought of Booby Gibson.
Real quick, mind bender right here. So if there was an Asian girl and her last name's Singh, would they pronounce on the news that Miss Singh went missing?
So I could be pronouncing this wrong. If I am, any Australian listeners out there, go ahead and let us know. We're going to call it the Balanglo State Forest.
Say it in an Australian accent, see how it goes.
September 19th, 1992, the bodies of Caroline Clark and Joanne Walters were discovered by 2 people that were running in the Balanglo State Forest. The 2 women, aged 21 and 23, had gone missing in April of 1992 from King's Cross in Sydney, and the bodies were found buried under sticks and leaves. And that's one thing that the killer does is he marks a lot of the bodies with like a little pyramid stack of like sticks and leaves and stuff like that. So here we go. It gets a little gruesome. Walters had a total of 14 to 20 stab wounds,
Jesus.
which included 1 in the neck, 9 in the back, and 4 to the chest. And the wound to her neck was deep enough to instantly paralyze her.
Wow.
Ooh.
So there's a chance that she could have been stabbed in the neck and paralyzed and then just been alive but couldn't move until she was stabbed more and killed.
Yeah, that's tough.
Clark's body, however, was different. Her body didn't have quite the high number of stab wounds. However, she was shot 10 times in the head,
Jesus.
which I don't even know how a head can be shot 10 times.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know.
How do
How
you even
stay
fit?
intact.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's pretty-
I don't know. I don't even know how you could fit 10 bullet holes in a head like that.
yeah.
And based on the evidence of the scene, it was believed that the killer had possibly sexually assaulted them as well, because one of the victim's jeans had the zipper down, but the button was fastened. And so they kind of guessed that they made her maybe strip or put her pants off and on like a few times quickly or something, like, because he was said to sometimes have them move whenever they were alive, like he'd move to different spots.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just hoping this is what happened. I have so many pairs of pants where the zipper just won't fucking stay up.
Well, the thing is there's a couple more victims that have the same thing.
Damn it, I was about to say, because I was hoping that was just what happened. Also, King's Cross is where Harry Potter gets his train at. I don't think it's in Australia.
Oh, yeah, we're going to mention that later. He does show up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wait,
Yeah.
Harry Potter?
Yeah.
The boy who lived.
Yeah.
The boy who lived, but
I
unfortunately...
thought that was fiction.
It was. I was about to make a joke.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was fiction. And also nearby, there were a lot of .22 caliber cases, as well as cigarette butts and broken bottles. So police believe that the killer would first tie up the victims, and then I'm not sure if he did it with these two, but with later victims, he would like keep them alive while they're tied up and have them watch him shoot bottles. So like he would show them like how good of a shot he was and shit, because there's always like tons of casings and broken bottles all nearby.
Wait.
I don't give a fuck. I think this guy's cool. That's fucking sweet, man.
Well, it wasn't that cool when he made us watch that video of him throwing that football.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Just fucking Uncle Rico.
Also nearby was a brick-made like fireplace that was constructed near the bodies. So it appears that he had been hanging around the bodies for a while.
Was he fucking making pizzas?
He might have been.
Fuck?
And whether they were alive or dead for the majority of this time, like I have no idea, but it is a lot of evidence that shows that he did hang around the area for a while.
That's
Maybe he
pretty
made him
weird.
some nice fire-roasted pizza before he killed him.
Oh, yeah. I think the stick thing
Tombstone.
is weird. Like he
Now I'd take at least 5 years off his
mustache.
sentence.
he buries them in sticks, and then he makes like little stick people figurines to hang from trees near him too.
That's just fucking Blair Witch.
Oh shit!
That's just Blair Witch.
So there's no evidence.
When I'm bored.
There is no evidence or clues as to who may have done this. However, they believe that it was somebody that was familiar with the area and the Belanglo State Forest. And there was a doctor who put together a profile as to who or the type of person the main offender was believed to be. So they believe that he lived on the outskirts of a city in a semi-rural area. They believe that he was employed in a semi-skilled job, probably outdoors. They believe he was involved in an unstable or unsatisfactory relationship, possibly having a history of homosexuality or bisexual activity, someone that has a history of aggression against authority, and someone aged in their mid-30s.
Wait,
So a lot of that is pretty
pretty spot on.
Pretty spot on.
He didn't have homosexual tendencies, though, did he? Was that the only one
I don't
maybe they
think
missed?
so,
Yeah, I think that's the only one they might have gotten.
But back
off.
then,
He may have listened to suicidal tendencies.
but they didn't believe that the deaths at the time were going to be like a serial killing. They just thought maybe it was like a one-off thing, but they were wrong.
Yeah.
They did believe, though, it could have been two people carrying out the murders, since one of the bodies had all the stab wounds and the other one had gunshot wounds, so they thought that was kind of weird. So some believe it was carried out by two people.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say, "Oh, Black Betty, Belangalo. Oh, Black Betty, Belangalo."
I'm glad you did, man. Fuck yeah.
Maybe he has like the love and hate tattooed on his knuckles, and like hate is the pistol and love is the knife or something. I don't know.
Okay. Why does he have to have the
He makes the pizzas with the love hand.
Yeah. Well, he cuts the pizzas with the knife, so the love hand, you know.
He forgets which hand. Like, oh, fuck, that was the wrong hand.
Oh, shit. So he just takes off running. Fuck it, I'm
He has
out.
to cut off the hand.
Oh, my God.
Idle hands.
Oh, yeah.
October 1993, bones were found in the same forest, and this is about 1.5 years later or so. And yeah, the police would soon come out to search the area and find two more bodies. The two victims being James Gibson and his girlfriend Deborah Everest, the two we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
that had gone missing in '89. So that was 4 years ago. Gibson had a stab wound to his neck, just like in the first case, which would have instantly paralyzed him.
Jesus.
And he also had stab wounds to his lungs, heart, and liver. His body was found buried under sticks and leaves, so very familiar to the first one. Deborah, she was found with stab wounds to the forehead and body, as well as wounds from another sharp object. And lastly, her skull was fractured in 2 places, and her jaw was fractured. Her black bra and pants that she was wearing were cut off with a knife, and she was also gagged and tied up with her own tights.
Ah, Jesus.
The police thought it was a little strange that the body found was that of James Gibson, because over 75 miles away, his backpack and camera were found on the side of a road. And I'm not quite sure when that was found, because they originally disappeared 4 years ago. But yeah, his backpack and camera were found 75 miles away sometime between these.
Reminds me a lot of the Panama girls.
And another similarity to the first set of bodies found, the police also found another homemade brick fireplace near the bodies. This made the police believe that they were actually, in fact, now dealing with a serial killer.
Dude,
But this technically, these ones, even though they were found later, these ones happened before the first ones.
Oh, okay.
Like, because this was back in 89, was it?
I think it was.
Yeah,
when
because
you
it was
said
4
they
years
were
later
missing.
they found the bodies.
So I don't think there were any gunshots in these ones, but these would have been the first murders. But yeah, they had the burial of the sticks and leaves and like the pyramid, and then also the fireplace, the brick fireplace made.
I get it, because like he wants to get away like quickly because of like the murders and stuff, and he knows that building a campfire can be a fast travel machine.
Oh,
Do you guys remember? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, it's just Red Dead Redemption.
The following month, there would be 3 more bodies that were found in the forest.
Jesus.
This time, though, it was 3 German backpackers, 2 females and 1 male. So the first 4 were all, I believe, from Australia.
This all in the same area?
Yeah, this is all in the same forest area.
And this is in the 90s?
Yeah, late 89 to like 93.
So news traveled. Why the fuck are people still backpacking here?
I don't. No one should ever backpack in Australia.
That is true.
Unless
but
you want to
Jesus.
die.
Like if you're I guess you did talk about this earlier, but you're adding in a serial killer to all the other chances of you dying. So this just reminds me of that like suicide forest from like Japan or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Like they're just going here because they know they're about to die.
If people know about the forest, I mean, people know about Chicago and they still go there, so.
Chicago. Yeah, but they got deep dish, buddy.
Another pizza connection.
Oh, shit. It all makes sense. It's like the movie 23, but it's just us and pizza.
Dude, holy shit, dude. That movie's so bad.
So the first of the 3 was found on November 1st. It was the body of Simone Schmidl. That's probably not how you pronounce it. I'm sorry. Schmidl.
I'm laughing because it kind of sounds like you're trying to say her name in code, like Exgay on the Eastgay, Shimon on the Schmiddle.
Big Latin.
She had been missing since January 1991.
Wow.
And nearby was our killer's famous fireplace, as well as shells from a .22 rifle.
And this is November of 92.
This was in November of 93.
Oh, wow. So she's been missing for like 2 years.
So this is November 93.
Wow.
Her body had at least 8 stab wounds, including the fatality paralyzer to the spine. And after an extensive search, 3 days later, the final 2 victims were found. German nationals, I can't pronounce these at all. I'm going to apologize. Anja Habscheid, that's probably not right, and her boyfriend, Gabor Neusbauer. God,
man.
I'm butchering
Dude, why
these.
did that guy have to die?
I'm so sorry. I am ruining these names. And the 2 were missing since right around Christmas of 1991.
I feel like that guy's supposed to be a wizard.
Yeah,
Sounds like a wizard name.
He sounds like he's supposed to be a Madonna song. Bourgeois bee, I'm a rebel.
They're missing because he cast invisibility. And the bodies were found in shallow graves under sticks and leaves, but this time, Anya's body was missing her head. She had been decapitated by either a machete or a sword,
Jesus.
and the skull was never found.
Oh, wow.
Gabor's jeans were unzipped with the button fastened, and he had been strangled and also shot numerous times. And there were recovered bullets and casings that matched those of the other crime scenes also. So they don't know who did all this, but they're pretty much 100% sure that either 1 or 2 people did all these killings. Because they all fall like the same MO pretty much.
Now, since they were hikers, and it's kind of hard to tell what they had on them before, were there any other items stolen?
Yeah, actually, you'll find out more about a lot of stolen items.
Okay.
Because, spoiler alert, they're all at his house.
Oh my god.
And his siblings' house.
Did anybody watch Wolf Creek before this?
No, I know that Wolf Creek is based on this guy.
but
They changed his name.
Yeah, they changed. I feel like they changed a lot because I don't feel like I don't remember any of this.
Any mustache?
I feel like there was a mustache.
It better be.
Yeah, I feel like they changed like the MO and stuff. I mean, I'd have to go back and watch it again, but I don't remember anything this brutal.
So as far as the search for the killer, unfortunately, the police had nobody to tie the case to. They had no real matching proof or evidence until
Until. Bum, bum, bum.
November 13th. Police received a call from a man with quite possibly one of the greatest names ever, Paul Onions. And
Did that guy have any feet problems?
And he's a British man from Birmingham. And I can't hear the name Paul Onions without thinking of that Sandlot song. I think it's called Green Onions.
Oh, dude.
Onions, baby onions.
Baby onions.
Did this guy have a giant ox named Babe or Blue?
God, we are fucking the lowest grade comedy of all time this episode. No surprise based on his name that he actually was one of the only ones to escape from Ivan Milat.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can't contain the onions.
Yeah.
So
Well, I heard Ivan tried to cut him and he just started crying.
There we go. That's better.
Oh,
Cut out my old one.
That was so bad.
yeah.
That was good.
And he used to be like very sheltered and shy, but after his incident with him, he bloomed. Okay, no, I'm not proud of that. So
Imagine being like the ring bearer at his wedding. The onion rings. The onions rings.
and my bloomin' onion joke was not just a name joke, but an Australia joke.
Oh, yeah.
Even though Outback Steakhouse isn't Australian, it's just a shitty fucking version of an Australia.
Let's say they pretend it's Australian.
So, what about never mind. I was going to get into Bloomin' Onion. How's that Australian? I don't know. Okay. So, Onions, he identified Ivan as the person that had picked him up near that forest about 3 years ago. And the police, they narrowed down their suspect list to about 32 or so people. Ivan was definitely one of those, and now because of Onion's claim, they had a reason, and they had like a reason now to actually go approach him.
Yeah.
And Onions claimed that he was backpacking in that area, and a man named Bill had pulled over in a Nissan and pulled a gun out at him.
Oh, wow.
And Onions ran like he was pickling the beast as bullets were flying past him. He managed to get away and escape, and then he was picked up by a woman named Joanne Berry. And Onions was able to give a description of Ivan to the police, which obviously included that beautiful, sexy handlebar mustache.
Ooh.
And the police also checked some of their old files and found that there was a rape case involving Ivan from many years ago, and one of the notes in that case stated that he would sometimes use the alias Bill. Karen, his ex-wife, also told the police that Ivan would indeed make trips to and around this forest.
Oh, shit.
So that also puts him in the area.
Because, yeah, he would have been doing... Did he do any of the murders while they were still married?
No, it was like right after, I believe.
Gotcha.
Because I think she left him in 87 and the murder
so about
started
like 2 years later then, man.
in 89, I think.
After Onions was done giving his testimony, they said he was really fun.
In May 22nd, 1994, a full-on raid was carried out at the home of Ivan, and as well as some of his siblings and relatives, because they all lived around the same area.
Yeah.
Police found a shit ton of evidence linking him to the crimes, such as personal effects of many of the victims, which included clothing, sleeping bags, camping equipment, and they also found ammunition and guns that matched a lot of the ammo and casings from the crime scenes, as well as disassembled weapons, including a .22 caliber rifle, And they also found a fucking cavalry sword,
Holy shit.
which they suspect
Why?
might have been used in the decapitation.
And they didn't find her skull, though? Like, he didn't keep that?
No, they don't find the actual skull.
Oh, wow. Holy
It's
crap.
a lovely skull.
So there are weapons and evidence found in a bunch of their homes. Many of their houses have all this shit that belonged to the victims. Like they had like tents that belonged to the campers, and all their shit is all over all their houses. And one of the weirdest and most fucked up things is there's a picture of Ivan's girlfriend where she's wearing a green and white top.
Oh, shit.
Which was a top that belonged to Caroline Clark.
Wow.
So he killed that girl and then took her shirt and gave it to his girlfriend.
Jesus.
Before they raided these places, the police, when they went to arrest him, they surrounded him and were telling him to come out with your hands up. And Ivan initially thought that he was being pranked.
Whoa.
Like that's how invincible this dude thought he was and how arrogant he was. Like
Wow.
even though he killed all these people, he still just assumed this was a fucking prank.
I mean, that sounds like something his brothers might have done.
Yeah, they maybe.
No, I mean, Punked wasn't out yet.
However, he does go outside and finds 50 armed men that are waiting to arrest him.
Nice. I heard they yelled, "Yeah, you got fingered by onions."
I hope Onions was outside. He's like, that's the guy. That's him. That's the fucking guy.
I was going to crack a joke that Paul Onion later became a professional wrestler, and he had a submission hold, and he called it the Rings of Onions.
Oh my god.
And he came out as, I still can't make it funny because he's not Italian, but he's going to be the Italian scallion.
Oh yeah.
But so now we're going to talk about the trial. And as usual, we don't usually cover a ton of details on the trial because there's always a ton of information. Some of it's kind of boring and you can find it all online. But there are a few things we'll mention. So Ivan, he's appearing in court for robbery and weapon charges. And then a few days later is when he is actually charged with the murders of 7 backpackers.
No.
Although it is highly believed that he had actually killed more than 7.
Holy crap.
One of his brothers believed that he may have killed anywhere up to 20 people because he said wherever his brother was, people always seemed to be disappearing. So Ivan, he pleaded not guilty to all the charges.
Of course he did.
And when he took the stand, he performed very poorly. He was uncooperative, and he didn't make a good impression on the jury at all. And when he was cross-examined, he just completely fell apart with his stories. And he tried saying that he was set up, and he denied any involvement. And that's pretty much his defense is just saying like he was set up, which is ridiculous.
By who? Onions?
Even after it was proven that his weapons and ammo matched those of the scene, and that some were even painted in camo like he was known to do, he denied it and stated that all the evidence found at his home was planted against him. So it doesn't even make sense. And he even tries to take the defense that that his brothers were setting him up and that they did it, but Ivan was innocent. And here's a quote from the case. You asked the jury to accept that someone broke into your locked house, despite the burglar alarm, planted a Ruger rifle bolt in the ceiling of your garage, dropped the weapons receiver in one of your boots in the hall cupboard, making sure both gun parts were painted in the same camouflage colors you use on your firearms, then left a single fired cartridge linked to the murder of Miss Caroline Clark in a plastic bag on the bed in a spare room. And this is what Ivan's answer was. They must have.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yes, and pretty much as soon as that happened, they're like, okay, obviously,
Yeah.
this
guy
fucking
did it.
idiot is... The stash couldn't save you here, brother. I'm guessing that they made him shave the stash. Otherwise, it would have been a quick trial.
Oh, yeah.
And
They shave the stash and it leaves a stain on his face, like a white stain, because like the tanning or something like that.
He didn't keep like any body parts from like his victims or anything, right?
no, I don't think so.
Because I heard something about like they went into his house and they found a liver. And so it's just liver and onions. It's so stupid.
Oh, God. Tim, I didn't expect that from you, man.
It's so dumb.
I hope Onions like had a daughter and named her Vidalia.
So the jury obviously didn't buy this.
Yeah.
And he was found guilty on all charges, and he was sentenced to 6 years for the attack on Paul Onions, and then 7 consecutive life sentences. And when asked if he had anything to say, he followed up, continuing to claim that he was innocent.
Dude, I really thought you were going to say just 7 years for
That's
the rest.
why I started with that.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
they
was
gave
like,
him
holy
6
shit.
years.
Yeah.
You're going to jail for the next 46 days, Ivan.
You son of a bitch.
And while in jail, Ivan, he planned with another inmate an absolutely just perfect, foolproof plan for them to escape.
Nice.
And it was foiled immediately. And it was just so poorly executed that the next day his partner hung himself.
Oh, fuck yes,
So,
dude.
All right. I'm putting all my onions in this basket.
Yeah.
What was the perfect foolproof plan?
I don't know, dude. I didn't even see. I just know it was
Grow the mustache back?
Oh my god. Probably was.
That's why I shouldn't have trusted his plan to fucking Aaron Hernandez, man.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Dude, also, I was thinking that they came up with that plan, like, and they do just that song from fucking, is it
Cry
Goldmember?
Baby? Oh,
No,
I thought you were going, let him out.
Oh, no, I was
I
just
thought you
going
were going, Cry Baby.
No, I was just talking about the Austin Powers when they're in the prison.
Oh, my God.
Like him
yeah.
and Mini-Me.
So while in jail, he's continuing to claim his innocence, and he also likes to self-mutilate. He once cut off his little pinky finger with the intent to mail it to the high court. However, he never got around to mailing it out because he was
Fuck yes,
taken.
dude.
He was taken to the hospital, and then when they get there, they're like, "Yeah, we can't put this back on."
Oh,
So
yeah.
he just cut his finger
He
off.
did it
and that
for
was
no
it.
reason.
Now this, I don't know if this next part like takes away all the cool. Like he does have like a sort of cool factor to him and badass factor
Because of his mustache.
because of his mustache. Now
Yeah.
we put the disclaimer at the beginning of the episode for statements like that. Because yeah, he did all this awful stuff, but that mustache does give him a few cool points.
No.
I don't know if this next part takes away all those cool points or adds a little bit to it. But one time he went on a hunger strike and he lost 55 pounds. The reason why, because he wanted a PlayStation.
Oh man.
It depends on what game you wanted.
Dude, it adds to
Yeah.
it.
So does it?
That's so fucking
It does,
cool.
dude.
Okay.
I fucking just imagine him in there playing like Parasite Eve or something.
Oh
It's
my
like, I want my Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, yeah, that definitely.
Yep.
And also while in jail, he would swallow razors, staples, and pretty much any metal object that he could find. So here's a
Looks like he's just trying to save your grandpa's life.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Swallowing staples so you couldn't get them.
So here's a couple of fun facts. In 2005, one of his former lawyers claimed, while on their deathbed, that Ivan told him that one of his sisters had helped him with the murders. Some believe maybe his sister that he was really, really close with helped him with the murders because a lot of times the bodies look like they were killed by two different people.
Yeah.
And he also lived with that sister too, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's kind of possible that maybe she did. Is she still alive?
Yeah, I think she's still alive, yeah. And Tim, you might like this next part. Ivan's great-nephew, Matthew, spoiler alert, much like the plot to Scream 2, had decided to copycat his uncle's murders.
Oh, my God.
And in 2010, he murdered a 17-year-old boy in that same forest and had his friend film it on a phone camera.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so Matthew was given a 43-year sentence, which that doesn't, I mean, it doesn't seem like a long time.
Yeah, it seems like it should be
seems
longer.
Like it's pretty short.
They had fucking video evidence.
And when I said Tim, you might like this, we didn't mean the murder. We just
The
meant
Scream 2.
mentioning Scream 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In May 2015, Ivan's brother Boris told a former homicide detective that his brother Ivan was responsible for another shooting. It was that of a taxi cab driver named Neville Knight.
Oh, my God.
And
Yes.
How the fuck did that guy die?
And in 1962, he said that his brother admitted to the crime. And supposedly the police gave Boris a polygraph test as well as the man that was convicted of the shooting. And both of them passed it when they said that Ivan was the one that actually shot him. So we don't really know if that's true or not, like if that played out, but they do believe he's killed more people. So
It's awful because we now know that Neville Knight probably would have been like a real life Batman.
yeah, dude.
Like, it just
That's
seems-
a fucking badass
Yeah.
name, too.
Yeah, that dude's going to be a fucking vigilante.
And the very last thing is just Ivan. He's still alive and still in jail, and he is currently 73 years old.
Wow.
And I am not sure if he still has the stash or not. I don't think he does, because when you look at pictures of him, when they show him old without the stash, he just looks like a fucking old goofy son of a bitch. Like the stash really changed everything. Like,
Oh yeah.
as soon as I saw what he looked like as old without the stash, I was like, I can't believe I thought you were cool. You know?
But then you remember what he did for that PlayStation, and it all comes back.
Like,
They call him Ivan Nine Fingers.
Oh my God.
Fuck it. Wait,
What if-
did he get the PlayStation?
I don't think so.
I'll say, what if they gave him the PlayStation, but they didn't give him a memory card,
Oh
so he
my
had to
God.
keep playing like Grand Theft Auto 3 all over
Dude,
again?
that's even worse. Actually,
Hey,
they should have.
Especially if his never mind. It's gonna be so fucking stupid. It's just gonna be the guy in the cell with him was Electro, and that he kept corrupting his data and
my
fucking
God.
zapping the fucking PlayStation.
I was gonna say he has a PlayStation and Grand Theft Auto 3 and no memory card, so he has to keep playing it over and over again. Hey, can you take me to the red light district? I drive, my hands are all messed up, so you gotta drive, brother.
All right, that is everything we have on the Backpack Killer.
All right, brother war dogs.
Oh, I like that.
It's time. You know what time it is. We need those ratings. We need comments. We need feedback. Ratings, especially iTunes, but anywhere you can, leave us a rating. Give them 5 stars. 5 stars, unless it goes up to 10 stars, in which case 10 stars.
Oh yes, please.
And if you send us some proof of the rating, especially if you're from somewhere other than the U.S., because we might not see it, but send us a little notice that you posted that, and we will make you an honorary brother at some point. And then leave us all kinds of feedback, because we like to hear from you. We like suggestions. This episode was an audience suggestion, and so you can find us on Twitter, on Facebook, and you can email us at brotherscommonplace@gmail.com.
Hell yeah, and special thanks to everyone that has already left us a 5-star review on iTunes or just has tweeted at us or emailed us. We love you guys. That's always super cool. We love seeing those. And if you are in a podcast and you leave us a review, make sure you put the name of your podcast in there. We'll check you out and subscribe, and we'll give you a 5-star rating right back.
So I know you guys still haven't actually requested any of these things, but I'm just gonna keep throwing them out there. So I think this one may actually be what'll do it, because it would just be great, for all of us, for the world in general. But if you guys leave a 5-star review and request this, Kevin and Tooth will reenact the entire Dilemma video.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. And especially the part where Kelly Rowland is sending a text,
Yeah.
but it's just fucking Excel, and she's typing in one of the cells.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
definitely act that part out.
Yeah. So, and Tooth's going to be, was Kelly Rowland, whatever the hell her name
We're
is.
both going to be here, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're both going to be here.
Both.
No. All right. I would love to see that.
Anything else, guys?
No, I think so.
Alrighty, thank you everyone for listening. Be good.
Stay safe.
Laugh at the dark stuff. Hashtag Wildman.
Hashtag Wildman.
Hashtag Q pretzel dick.
Hashtag Thanos did nothing wrong.
Fuck yeah.
Hashtag T bro C.
Hashtag Miss Cleo. Hashtag the cards never lie.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie. I just had a new idea for our song about the Name Your Price tool. So when it's like, tell us what you want to pay, hey, 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 and the trombone goes, blah, 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 and you say, we'll help you find coverage options to fit your budget. Then we just all do finger snaps while a choir goes, savings coming at ya, savings coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see your practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.